A Sarum Plum Wetland Park. Huh? How did it vanish just like that? The bird that was perched atop Marius' shoulder just a second ago flies away and vanishes in an instant after hearing another bird tweeting close by. You instinctively raise your head looking everywhere for it, but you're pulled down to a crouching position by the person next to you.
여기 있어요.
In the direction he's pointing, you can see that the bird from just a moment ago is now nested under a haystack next to the water. Next to it is another bird that looks very similar, the duo chirping and tweeting away, as if discussing which visitor streets tastes the best.
속임수를 잘 쓰는 녀석이네요. 분명 나무 위로 날아가는 걸 봤는데. 친구랑 비밀스러운 이야기를 나누려고 크게 한 바퀴 돌았나 봐요.
That guy's grain of rice are so tasty, I want to go back for more. You give your best impression of a bird whispering and bend your finger to look like a beak, pecking him lightly on the cheek.
에이, 저 녀석들 누가 봐도 누나 쪽을 보고 있잖아요. 분명 노하우를 가르쳐주고 있는 걸 거예요. 저 언니한테 부탁하면 저 오빠가 모이를 더 많이 줄 거야.
You grab the hand he was using to imitate you and deftly move your head away to avoid retaliation. You're the one who can't withstand their flirting attack, but you can't blame me for that. Another bird flies over as you speak, landing on your wrist and hopping around as if trying to act cute so that you'll fit it. After meeting its eyes, you find your hand subconsciously reaching over to the back of bird feet Marius is holding.
봐요. 나보다 더 빨리 넘어갔으면서. 누나가 다른 새한테 마음을 뺏겼다고 깃털이한테 이럴 거예요?
Slander is not okay.
그냥 사실대로 말한 건데요. 얘네가 증인이 돼줄 거라고요. 어라?
As he speaks, the two birds Marius is pointing out jump up, turn around, and fly to the other bank. Haha, your avian witnesses are refusing to be a part of this conversation. But seriously, although I can play with other birds and have fun, I'm even more excited to see Quill again.
나도요. 아무래도 우리 집에 초대까지 했던 손님이니까요.
I'm just not sure if she still remembers us. You first encountered Quill at the beginning of winter. The weather was just turning cold then, so it was the first time the two of you had turned on the heating since moving into your new home. But it wasn't nearly as warm as you expected, so after making sure that it wasn't due to user error, the two of you contact the manufacturer's customer service. The customer service representative quickly arranged for a technician to come and inspect it. Balcony.
시스템 자체는 문제가 없는데 송풍 배관이 새둥지에 막혀서 그런 거예요. 아, 여기 베란다에서도 보이네요.
You can really see it. Oh, are there still eggs inside?
진짜잖아. 총 5개인 것 같아요.
Where's the mother? Where'd she go?
먹이를 찾으러 갔을 거예요. 이런 곳에 둥지를 튼 걸 보니 추위에 약한 새인 것 같네요. 겨울을 무사히 넘기려면 먹이가 많이 필요하겠죠. 어떻게 할까요? 새 둥지를 치워드릴까요?
But if you put it somewhere else, the mother might not be able to find it when she comes back. But we can't just let it keep blocking the vent either.
그렇죠. 난방 시스템도 쓰지 못할 뿐더러 시간이 지나면 배관에도 문제가 생길 수 있어요.
아니면 전문가한테 옆에 집을 지어줄 수 있는지 물어보는 건 어떨까요? 가능하다면 둥지를 옮겼으면 좋겠어요.
Good idea. That way, the next won't impact the heating in the house, and we could also help the birds find a better and safer place to live. After consulting an avian expert, the two of you decide to build the birds a sturdy little birdhouse next to the vent to put the eggs inside. Over the next few days, neither of you see any trace of the mother of these eggs, but the twigs in the birdhouse grow gradually thicker and thicker. It looks like the bird saw that we gave her a new house.
새 집을 아주 마음에 들어하는 것 같네요.
Of course, you designed it yourself.
근데 이렇게 되면 우리 집에 손님이 되는 셈인데 그냥 새라고 부르기엔 너무 정없지 않아요? 이름을 지어주는 게 어때요?
Okay, what do you want to call her?
여기 깃털 몇 개가 떨어져 있으니까
Marius looks over some of the quills of an unclear color in the nest.
실패 없을 이름이 생각났어요. 그냥 깃털이라고 부르면 어떨까요?
Quill, I like it. It works for any color. I'm already excited to actually meet her in person.
둥지에 맨날 오니까 만날 수 있을 거예요.
Although that is true, the two of you hardly watch the nest throughout the day, so it's only a few days later that you actually see her. Marius, look, quick! You and Marius take the rare opportunity to sleep in over the weekend. Just as you wake up, you inadvertently open your eyes and happen to spot the exquisite pattern of the little bird as she flies into the birdhouse.
무슨 일이에요? 저건
It's Quill! I finally saw her! I didn't expect her to look like that.
이 새는
Compared with the kind of excitement expected from seeing a bird like this for the first time, there seems to be a note of solemnity in Marius' voice. What's wrong? Is there a problem with her?
내가 잘못 본 게 아니라면 이 새는 붉은 불이 참새인 것 같아요. 전에 델피스 리조트 근처에서 본 적 있어요.
That far away? You had previously gone to the Delphis estate with Marius because of a cultural tourism project Pax was involved in. The estate is very far from Salis, and it has a very different climate. If Quill is of a species from there, then it would make a lot of sense as to why she's having a hard time adjusting to the Salis winter. Is it possible that Salis also has those types of birds?
없어요. 우리 형이 이 새는 미림시에서 서식할 수 없다고 했거든요.
이건 붉은 부리 참새네. 신우야, 이 새가 마음에 들어?
응, 내 주변을 계속 날아다니잖아. 엄청 활발해.
어쩐지 자꾸 쳐다보더라. 근데 이 새를 우리가 키울 수는 없어. 미림시에 사는 새가 아니거든.
미림시에 안 산다고? 미림시에서 여기까지 날아온 거 아니었어?
사람은 도구를 이용해 어디든 가고 어떤 환경에서도 살아남을 방법을 찾아낼 수 있지만 새들은 그렇지 못해. 서식지를 섣불리 떠났다가는 나쁜 결과를 가져올 수도 있거든.
그럼 미림시로 날아가는 것도 안 돼?
이 새한테 미림시의 겨울은 너무 추워. 그리고 미림시의 식물들도 감당하지 못할 수도 있어. 우리 유씨 가문 사택의 나무랑 네 머리카락이 다 뽑혀버릴지도 몰라.
Little Marius instinctively covers up his hair with his hands and vaguely understands the kinds of consequences that can come from an invasive species thanks to his brother's slightly exaggerated wording. Balcony. So, Quill showing up in Sally's would mean that she's part of an invasive species.
또 둥지를 옮겨야겠네요.
After confirming what species Quill is, the two of you contact Sally's Environmental Management Department and some employees of the Asarum Plum Wetland Park. After an assessment of the situation, Quill and her eggs were taken to the Ecological Wetland Park and are currently being fed and cared for temporarily by professionals there. Asarum Plum Wetland Park. Under the professional and attentive care from the employees, the eggs have already hatched and the baby birds are in a stable physical condition. The two of you have also received an invitation from the ecological park to spend a brief holiday at their new plant aviary.
원장님께서 원래 두 분께 직접 감사 인사를 드리려 했는데 요즘 생태 관리부 일 때문에 바쁘셔서 제가 대신 안내해 드릴게요. 여기부터 리조트 숙박구역까지는 모두 조류 교감 구역입니다. 관심 있으시면 근처를 둘러보셔도 좋아요.
앞에 있는 자판기에서 새 먹이를 팔던데 먹이를 줘도 되나요?
네, 이 일대는 철새 이동 경로를 피해 만든 조류 교감 구역이에요. 이 구역에서 활동하는 새들은 모두 토착종이죠. 이 새들한테 먹이를 줘도 건강이나 생태 환경에 영향을 주지 않아요. 실제로 관광객들한테 자주 먹이를 받아먹고는 하죠.
No wonder they don't look scared of us at all. Some of them even came up to us all on their own.
네, 사람을 잘 따라요. 스스로 날아오길 기다려도 되고 아니면 저기 덩굴이 감긴 나뭇가지로 날아오게끔 유도할 수도 있어요. 보통은 새들과 너무 가까이 있는 걸 권장하지 않지만 새가 먼저 다가오는 건 괜찮아요.
Okay, we got it.
참, 그 붉은 부리 참새 가족은 어디에 있나요?
그 새들은 미림시 토종 새들과 격리되어야 해서 일단 온실에서 따로 사육하고 있어요. 온실의 온도와 습도가 원래 서식지와 더 비슷하거든요.
Can we go and see them?
물론이죠. 근데 담당자가 지금은 건강 상태를 검사 중이라 며칠 기다리셔야 해요.
네, 어차피 리조트에 계속 머물 계획이거든요. 가능할 때 언제든 불러주세요.
알겠습니다. 최대한 오래 기다리시지 않게 노력해 볼게요. 계속 미림시에 있을 수는 없어서 적절한 시기가 되면 서식지로 돌려보낼 예정이에요.
That's true. After all, they're not from here, so it's best for them to return to their habitat.
생태공원과 생태관리부가 협력해 붉은 부리 참새가 미림시에 나타난 원인을 조사했다던데 뭔가 밝혀진 게 있나요?
어디에서 왔는지 아직 밝혀내지 못했어요.
The staff member says that the bird was mistakenly taken in for some time by someone unfamiliar with the consequences, but she was released back into the wild after that.
공격성이 없는 새라 잘 모르는 사람들은 이 새가 미림시 생태계에 위협이 된다는 걸 알지 못하거든요. 이 새를 알아보셔서 다행이지 다른 분이었다면 선의로 한 일이 나쁜 결과로 돌아왔을 수도 있었을 거예요.
저도 아주 우연히 알아본 거예요. 예전에 본 적 없었다면 그냥 평범한 새로 여겼을 거고요.
If only we could help more people understand more about bird species.
마침 저희 공원에서도 그런 생각을 하고 있어요. 관련 지식을 알리기 위해 공원 안에 조류 박물관을 개설하기도 했죠. 근데 기대만큼 반응이 좋지 않아서.
박물관만으로는 지식을 퍼뜨리는데 한계가 있어요. 온라인 교육 콘텐츠를 만드는 건 어떤가요?
온라인 교육 콘텐츠요?
The staff member thinks for a moment, then claps his hands together with a smile.
좋은 의견 감사합니다. 그러면 생태공원에 오지 않아도 인터넷을 통해 교육 콘텐츠를 볼 수 있겠네요. 나중에 원장님과 공식 교육 채널을 만들 수 있을지 구체적인 플랜을 얘기해 봐야겠어요.
Okay, we can help share posts from the account too. He thanks you with a smile, but a split second later, he appears somewhat troubled.
근데 공식 채널을 만들려면 박물관보다 더 많은 조류 사진이 필요하지 않을까요?
사진이 많을수록 더 쉽게 사람들을 유입시킬 수 있기는 하죠. 근데 문제되는 점이라도 있나요?
솔직히 말씀드리자면 현재 박물관에 있는 몇 장 안 되는 사진은 저희가 오랫동안 고생해서 찍은 거거든요. 새들이 워낙 가만히 있지 않는 데다가 공원 직원들이 색감이나 구도에 대해 잘 몰라서 며칠 동안 찍었는데도 겨우 몇 장 건질 수 있었죠. 근데 사진을 이제 더 많이 찍어야 한다니, 아휴, 보통 일이 아니네요.
Color and composition, huh? You instinctively look over at Marius to see that he coincidentally happens to be looking back at you, making you wink at him. Marius nods, obviously understanding your implicit suggestion. Why don't we try and help take a few pictures?
정말 부탁드려도 되는 건가요? 민폐 끼치는 건 아닐지.
괜찮아요. 어차피 여기서 며칠 머물 생각이었거든요. 그냥 먹이 주고 교감하면서 사진 몇 장 찍는 건데요, 뭘. 힘든 일도 아니에요.
유신호 씨가 예술 쪽에 재능이 뛰어나시다고 전해 들었어요. 도와주시면 공식 채널에 큰 도움이 될 것 같아요.
그 정도는 아니에요. 전문 사진 작가는 아니라서 그냥 감으로 찍는 거예요. 쓸만한 사진이 있으면 얼마든지 가져다 쓰세요. 나중에 조류 촬영 전문가 몇 분을 소개해 드릴게요.
알겠습니다. 필요한 거 있으시면 언제든지 연락 주세요.
After giving the two of you some bird watching tips, the staff member leaves. Over the next few days in the park's resort area, the two of you start on your artistic bird photography adventure. Why are you looking at me like that? Do I have something on my head? Huh, I do. Is this a feather? Yeah, it looks like it's from that bluebird. I didn't even notice. Oh, it seems like it got caught up in my hair. Don't move, I'll help you. That's better. You got it out? Where's the feather? I want to see it. I didn't take it out. I just adjusted it a little so that it's not stuck in your hair anymore. Now it looks like a natural accessory that goes really well with your outfit. A feather-shaped accessory? That doesn't sound too bad. Right, sadly it won't be too easy to keep it like that, so you'll only be able to wear it around for the time being. Why don't we order some materials when we get back home to make an actual hair clip shaped like a feather? That way you could wear it whenever you want to. Yeah, I like that. That melody you're humming sounds nice, but I don't think I've ever heard you hum before. I learned it from a bird when we were taking pictures just now. It sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? So it originally belonged to a singer of the sky. No wonder it's so unique. Yeah, I suspect that bird was probably famous for its music among the bird world. Why did you start training under them? Quick, could you introduce us to each other? You want to study under them too? Well, I'm afraid that may not be so easy. Oh, the master says that they will only ever have one apprentice, so I'm both the first and the last. Really? What a shame. But no need to be upset. Besides the bird master, this upper Marius has also mastered this tune quite well now. Would you consider being my apprentice? I'll think long and hard about it. What's the apprenticeship ceremony like? Oh, that, I need to think about it. But I can teach you the melody first. Come on now, let's find a quiet spot so Junior Master Marius can begin his lesson. 3, 2, 1, click! Let's see how it came out. Very good. I want to give it the award for best model. You've said that about so many birds already. Really? But I really think it's the most beautiful. We've taken quite a few photos these last few days, haven't we? Yeah, I think we got a lot of good angles, so we have quite a few to pick from. When they get posted to that public account, I'm sure they'll get a lot of views. I hope these photos can really help them. I'm sure they will. Oh, look, the color of that bird over there goes really well with the flower right next to it. We can... Oh, it flew away. There have been a lot that flew away right as we were lining up the shot. It's really not easy to get pictures of bird. Yeah, but that's exactly why there's such a sense of achievement when you can get a picture you're happy with. Exactly. I have a really good feeling about it this time. Let's go look for another target. Asaram Plum Wetland Park. After a few days have gone by, your camera is full of pictures. There are pictures of birds flying up above in clear skies and fledglings on tree branches cleaning their feathers. The birds you've recorded stretch their wings out to their heart's content, each one revealing their unique kind of grace. This is incredible! Every single picture is beautiful! We'll put them up on our account page when the time comes. It will be sure to attract a lot of viewers. Actually, it's thanks to the wonderful environment here in the park that the birds were also at home. Yeah, some birds even came up to us to get their pictures taken. You can really tell that they get along well with visitors. Looking through the pictures you've taken over the last several days, a sense of satisfaction swells inside you. By the way, the physical examination of those red-beaked speckled sparrows is done now. The professional assessment shows that they're all very healthy. That's great. So does that mean that you'll have to send them back home in a few days? Yes, after a few more days of observation, if we don't see any problems in that time, then they can go back home. I've checked with the staff there. You two can go over to the greenhouse today and say your goodbyes. Okay, luckily we're free all day today. Yeah, we'll head over now. Conservatory. Having been told all the things the two of you should pay attention to while inside the greenhouse, the staff gets you inside where Quill awaits. These plants over there, they look a lot like some of the ones we saw around Delphi's estate. Yeah, I remember seeing these kinds of flowering shrubs on the slope up to the estate. It looks like the park's really meticulous about this sort of thing. Quill and her family must be really happy here with the park looking after them. But with a greenhouse this big, do you think we'll be able to even find her? As you look all around searching for them, you suddenly hear the sound of a very lively bird. You turn toward the source of the sound to see a familiar little bird closing in on you and circling around. Looks like she still recognizes us. Yeah, maybe she heard that Shirara started liking other birds and got jealous. You look at Marius as you figure out how to react to his witty remark uttered in such a serious tone when it finally hits you that he's referring to the joke from the last few days. You inwardly sighed at the fact that he still remembered how he wanted to tell on you as you hurried to raise your hand and cover his mouth. Shh! We can't hear that! You guiltily look over at the oblivious little bird and feel compelled to tell Marius that you're upset at his crush by squeezing his hand. Marius smiles and shrugs his shoulders, then lifts his hand to hold the red-beaked speckled sparrow hovering around. She looks like she's bursting with energy now. Possibly because they saw how their mother was getting along so well with the two of you, the originally shy baby birds fly over to you in a line. They seem as if they haven't quite gotten the hang of flying just yet, simply flapping their wings as fast as they can to follow after Mom and scout out the area all around you. The same goes for these little guys. It wasn't long ago that they were all still eggs about the size of a thumb, but they're flying now. The red-beaked speckled sparrows I saw at the estate were lively like this too. It makes sense that they would show their true nature when they're in a suitable environment. They must have lived freely in their original habitat. Yeah, I just love the sense of freedom that they carry. At that time, I was so small and I didn't have a lot of opportunities to go on long trips away from home. So when I saw these little birds outside, I actually thought they flew all the way there from Stalis. Marius didn't come into contact with a lot of world outside of Stalis when he was a child, so having such a perception isn't surprising. Were they just awesome in little Marius' mind? Yeah, yearning for the outside world and just depending on their wings to fly out to it. I thought they were so cool back then. Marius' eyes twinkle with excitement as he talks about some of the innocent things he thought of when he was younger, but after a moment he blinks, somewhat embarrassed. It was only when my brother told me later on that I learned they grew up there. Were you disappointed? He laughs as he shakes his head, lightly waving his hand. Will, who was originally perched there, happily flies up to the treetops. No, I still thought they were awesome. Even if they can't leave their habitat, they're still living their lives free and unrestrained. Compared to people who can just go wherever they want without any worries or concerns. These birds know where they should live and can be so carefree while staying in one spot like this. It makes them even more awesome in my eyes. Marius wears a bright and innocent smile as he looks up at the branch the bird is perched on, earnestly admiring the little souls that work so hard to survive. The sunlight filters in through the glass dome ceiling and reflects off that pair of eyes, so clear and so bright as if the youthful hopes of years past still flickered behind them. That little boy looking up in adoration at those birds is also in his own little world now, spreading his own wings. Yeah, definitely awesome. You lightly tousle his hair, which causes a fleeting look of surprise to flash across his eyes as they look at you. After a moment of looking into each other's eyes, the two of you silently smile as the baby bird tweets merrily. Awesome and courageous, but there are not just words to describe the little birds. Bedroom. Not long after that, the Asarum Plum Wetland Park and the Salis Environmental Management Department officially launched their Feather Lover social media account together. Using these artistic pictures of birds with harmonious colors and the way these colors work together in exquisite composition, the social media account trends rapidly across the internet. Taking advantage of their current popularity, they publish matching popular science picture books to help more people learn about birds. Not long after the news circulates around, the two of you receive an exquisitely wrapped package. It's a sample of the picture book from the wetland park. When you open the package, you find that apart from the shockproof packing material that protects the book from damage during shipping, there is also a thank you letter. The letter states that Quill and her children have already returned to their habitat, including a picture of them flying through the trees. The baby birds have grown so much, it looks like they'll be as big as their mom soon enough. They are really back home this time. I'm sure they'll be even more comfortable there. By the way, the thank you letter mentioned that the picture book was partly worked on by your gallery. Marius had saved up some of the money he made from painting and founded his own art gallery. He originally sent in his application to join the Art Gallery Association, which was around the same time that his gallery became part of the Jason Sanders fake painting controversy. Luckily, he received approval from the association members, and not only did he successfully join them, his art gallery did very well after that. Now, his art gallery has some degree of influence within the art circle. According to the note, the picture book for the public was worked on and designed by artists who worked with the gallery. Yeah, it was. When they were working on setting up the social media account, the park got in contact with me to confirm that I gave them the right to use those pictures. They were worried that everyone would just forget about them immediately if they only posted them online, so they were thinking about turning them into a physical book. I suggested turning it into a picture book, that way more kids would be interested. And you didn't just suggest it, you had people working on it too. Actually, the picture book is taking on the important responsibility of helping to protect the environment, so the artists working with the gallery were very happy to participate after they heard that. Plus, this kind of charitable cooperation also makes them more influential, so it's a win-win opportunity. How could I turn that down? Definitely, it's people and nature helping each other. But what else did the thank you letter say? It's so long. We also want to thank Ms. Sharara for providing legal aid when we were trying to track down the people responsible for raising the birds illegally. No wonder it's so long. They had more than just one thing to thank us for. I was just helping out a little. I didn't think that write about it so earnestly. But you don't seem that surprised. You weren't that surprised either when you heard that my art gallery helped make the picture book, were you? Marius smiled as he asked the rhetorical question, lightly pointing out the acts that you both naturally engage in behind the scenes. It's because you both understand each other so well and because you're both so similar in this way. That's why the two of you would naturally and independently care about the same issue, as well as naturally work so hard in your own fields of expertise for it. Well, let's take a look at the shared fruits of our separate labor. The book's binding is beautiful. The birds on each page are vivid and full of childlike playfulness. There's such attention to detail. I'm certain everyone will love this when they see it. You flip through the book page by page until you open the page with that one familiar species. The red-beaked speckled sparrow, the bird that inevitably flew up to your balcony and led the two of you to have such an intertwined fate with this picture book. The nimble bird spreads its wings up to the blue sky, each pinstroke forming every feather is both meticulous and bold. This painting style is pretty familiar. You carefully search the page for the artist's signature, but as expected, only the name of the art gallery is stated. You already knew the answer in your heart. You lift your head and meet the gaze of the person who is looking back with a smiling eyes. What's there to look at for so long on this page? I guess it's no surprise that you're partial to Quill. Although it sounds like he's asking a question, his eyes are full of certainty. It seems he knows that you were able to recognize his painting at a glance. It's because there isn't just Quill on this page, but also evidence that a certain famed artist has hidden their achievements and name on this page. I know I couldn't escape the eyes of Miss Sharara, but I'm not the only one who hid their achievements and name. am also not the only one who misses those birds and hopes that they are safe and free. He lightly moves his finger around to take a strand of hair next to your cheek and wrap it around his fingertip. Those birds we think about so much will be even more confident, having no qualms and fear about soaring to the sky or getting lost. They can forever, effortlessly return to the most comfortable and most free sky of theirs. There's love in his eyes, as if he's speaking about the birds as well as a story that belongs to you and him. Yeah, they can fly there to their heart's content. That piece of sky will be well protected. The pair of birds swept across from the window, diving together into the cold night, their wings flapping as they disappear into the distance. They soar high above on their own, but never apart from each other, sharing the same vast sky.